So, Nina, here's my concern with this, right? I can agree with you that maybe she wasn't really the border czar, right? She wasn't on the border trying to make sure illegal immigrants weren't coming in. She had more of a role to understand why foreign countries, what were the issues with foreign countries? Why were people leaving? The problem is for American voters, are they going to be that nuanced? They will associate her with Joe Biden, the administration. They'll think she's part of the border. It was her responsibility. In fact, let me tell you that there was an original announcement back in March of 2021 when President Biden announced that she would be part of a full team that would deal with the border problem. And back, the White House last week voted on a resolution, or the Congress, I should say, voted on a resolution condemning the Biden administration and the border czar, and 6 Democrats voted for it. So it's going to be very hard to disentangle herself from that title. Is this ad going to be effective to do it?
Well, it's a strong ad.
And we got Eric
Jesse,
Bolling, too.
So
I'm glad we got Eric. But yeah, sorry, back to you, Nina.
Yeah. No, it's a very strong ad. I'm glad that she is pushing back and showing what she was able to do when she was in full control. I mean, she's in the second chair right now as she is the eventual nominee or presumptive nominee of the Democratic Party. She's still in second chair. And as you laid out, Jesse, she was part of an entire team. So the Republicans can say and try to spin this however they want to, but let us not forget that President Biden put a package out. Mainly, it contained almost everything that the Republicans asked for, and it was stopped because President Trump told them to hold on, don't push that through, because they didn't want to give Biden a win. So if anybody is responsible for what is happening, not solving this in real time in this particular moment, that lays at the feet of the Republicans.
All right, well, let's get Eric's response. So, Eric, I'm going to ask you about your thoughts on the ad, but I'll also point out this, as well. Look, this is an issue that has transcended administrations. Donald Trump did not fully solve the border issue. And in this ad, and remember, she's running for president now. She's not vice president. She's going to be running for president. She'll have more control over this, but it highlights her work as the, AG, that her office was, announcing arrests and seizures connected to drug cartels, that her time as Attorney General, they prosecuted cartels as part of this, that they were just, she worked on the bipartisan border bill. So there's parts of this ad that are strong for her, and they could put the emphasis back on Donald Trump. What's your response?
Well, thanks for having me, Jesse. Let me just start with, no, Trump did actually solve the border problem when he had the wall was being built, when they were tough on the border. 1 month, April of 2019, there were 17,000 border crossings. Now they're 250, 300,000. So I would argue with you, Jesse, that he didn't solve it. I think he did. Now, as far as what Nina says, yeah, there was a bipartisan border agreement that came out of the Senate. The problem with that was that it allowed 2 million illegals to cross the border before they did anything about it. And of course, the House, run by Republicans, said, no, that's not going to fly. And Donald Trump supported that. So Kamala Harris can say whatever she wants, that she wasn't the border czar, but Lester Holt on NBC, which is no right-leaning network whatsoever, confronted Kamala Harris and said, "You've never been to the border," and she laughed. And
that was a bad moment. That was a bad moment, and that's going to be something she'll have to answer to. But just going back to that, Eric, and Nina, I'll come back to you in a second. But Eric, Donald Trump built only 52 miles of the wall, and so if that's going to be coming right back at him, potentially in a debate.
With the policy was remain in Mexico was 1, build the wall was 2, fortify the border with border agents was 3. They got it down to 17,000 for the month of April, 23,000 for the month of May in 2019. Jesse, look at the numbers. That was effectively a closed border under Donald Trump.
So, Nina, I am curious about this because I wonder how much Kamala Harris wants to separate herself from Joe Biden and his administration, right? I think there wants to be, this is not a continuation, we're going to be doing something new, but there's reporting that he is going to join her on the campaign trail next week. I'm curious if Democrats want that. Is that a good thing for them?
I think it'll be fine, Jesse. He's not running anymore, so he's going to be remembered fondly and cheered on because now she is running. Yeah, she cannot, this precarious situation that she is in, she is currently an active vice president. So she has to try to thread the needle between being a vice president and not running away from the Biden-Harris administration, because she can't do that. So yes, it is good. I think it would be very good, because Biden, now that he's not running for president, people won't make too big of a fuss.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.